Boom, and we're back. Shotgun The Aux. I am Aiden, and I'm here with Tomos.
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, all, all
We're
good,
still
thank you.
here.
All good. Hold on a sec. There's a metronome going off.
Yeah, I can hear that.
There's a metronome going off. I don't know where it's coming from.
Can we just roll
Hold
with
on a
it?
sec. All right, now I'm gonna try. There we go. The metronome is off. I don't know if people can hear that or not, but I can't be asked to record this again.
Nah, no, it's not worth it. It's been a long ass day, man. It's been a long ass day.
Yeah, but still, it's been a good fun day. Like, it's a really fun
Yeah.
day meeting Skirmish.
Oh man, what a legend. I mean, his wife stayed for a while and chilled. They were just, good people, man. Good people.
Yeah, yeah, big up, and
On
yeah. So normally we go on and be like, "Oh, what have you been up to?" But we're recording on the same day, so there's really hasn't nothing's really happened. Well, apart from us recording an episode with Skirmish from Rhyme Asylum, which is I mean, Tom was a bit of a fangirl then.
Oh
would
well,
you-
yeah, I fangirled out. I mean, like, I know obviously they haven't been around for a while. I just think that their music still really resonates with me. I was just like, man, this is nuts. The music's hard, but yeah.
But why did you get him to sign your pillow? That's what I don't understand.
It's because I can sleep on it every night. Anyway, yeah, that didn't happen. It didn't happen. Aiden's baiting me, and it's been a long day. Tired. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, so yeah, it was really cool, and then we won't take up too much of your time with our random boring interludes, because we have got another guest coming on as well.
Yeah, man, and we picked him up from the train station. So he's eagerly waiting to get on. Shall we get into this?
Yeah.
And who is our guest for episode 18, Aiden?
Well, my man, all the way from Croydon to Bournemouth, we got Verbz.
Via Brighton or wherever it was.
Yeah, so from we started in Brighton, went to Croydon,
Yeah.
then came to Bournemouth. So nice one for making the journey, man. Really appreciate that. And yeah, hope you enjoy this episode. Big up Verbz.
Trying to stay on top of it all for the sake of the cause. Come a long way from pound upper for the staircase wall. Barefaced fools on stairways, breaking rules. Some barely grew, glued to the ways we knew. They say you face fate when you play with tools. Days change, the pain stays stained to all. Late for school, I blatantly played the fool. Had hate for few who claim they making moves. I'd walk the hallways late just to shake my mood. Always found time to elevate and better my view. Singing the same old tune to every step of my shoe. In tune with the sun and the moon, intrinsic things I do. Rest deep in my groove. If you ain't true in yourself, what's left to prove? True shit. Yeah, cuz who's next to move? Some played the pawn, the king was born, Nubian proof. Skipping stones with my pebble of thought. A rebel, of course, the letters in my name mean more. Son of the sun, leader of the blind when called. Was slave chained and made to remain abroad. So never will I fight in nobody's makeshift war. Trying to retrace steps to my place of dawn. A place I mourn. Sun rays radiate warmth, it only makes sense. There's more than the ends we walk. These words are for the purpose of growth, for what's not known, to measuring the worth of your soul. Far from perfect, lessons are there to be told. The clock ticks, these words are my message of hope. These words are for the purpose of growth, for what's not known, to measuring the worth of your soul. Far from perfect, lessons are there to be told. The clock ticks, these words are my message of hope. Keeping myself level-headed on this ground I step. Guess I don't know where I'm headed till I'm found by death. Forever in debt to the world for this sound I spread. Found my pen, been writing to count the stress when times were tense. Felt like I'm miles ahead of the rest. You couldn't comprehend, drowned in depths of their own fear. I show peers the path to tread. I'd lost friends in the thick of the mess. The more bridges you burn, find you bickering less. It's best for you to figure out another's intent. Many hide behind the laughs and wear the mask of a friend. Not knowing what's real or pretend, it won't last. Half hearts are revealed in the end. Working on my craft so I'll be a master when we look back upon the art that I carved from pen. Some think they in demand, they just passing trends. You can never try put me in a class with them, though I've been on the path trying to find my spark again. We mask scars from the past events, past revenge, and now I'm marching on to find something I believe in, to part from wrongs that I committed during seasons my heart was gone. I wish I had the reason to laugh it off. Now I'm left with these feelings that can't be lost. These words are for the purpose of growth, for what's not known, to measuring the worth of your soul. Far from perfect, lessons are there to be told. The clock ticks, these words are my message of hope. These words are for the purpose of growth, for what's not known, to measuring the worth of your soul. Far from perfect, lessons are there to be told. The clock ticks, these words are my message of hope. back on track. So I've been missing for a minute, now I'm back on track. Now I'm back on track. So I've been missing for a minute, now I'm back on tracks. Back on tracks. Back on track. Back on tracks. Yo. As I come through, as I come through for 95, but whatever. As I stay true to the game. No, you know my name.
You were just listening to the track Back on Tracks from the album Lessons of Adolescence from my boy Verbz and Mr Slipz, which brings us on to our guest for episode 18. Verbz, how are you doing, man?
What's good, man? Safe for having me, cuz.
All good, man. All good.
Bless,
and
bless.
yeah, thanks for jumping on the podcast
It's all
today.
good, man. It's all good.
And coming down from Croydon, I heard you had some train trouble.
Yeah, come on, Southwesterns. Like to fuck about with the shit, but we here.
Good, man. And speaking on the album Lessons of Adolescence, do you want to talk to us a little bit about how that came about? Because it's a dope album, man.
Respect, man. Glad you dig it. Fucking that shit come about like 2017. So me and Slipz, we've been chatting since like 2016 basically, and I came down to Buttman in 2016 summertime, but these times I was just coming down to get wavy.
Yeah.
And like just get wavy basically, innit? And like link Petrelli and shit, and just get to know some of them Yogo Cook boys and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so basically I was out of action for a minute now, because after that summer I was just still keeping the summer vibes going into winter, and I was just on a wave, innit? And then January,
Sort of
just, you know, the ones there, it's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
just continue getting wavy. And then yeah, January 2017 I must have broke my leg, so I was just like, oh, my ankle, innit? Stupid story.
Mate, I've done that
Grim,
myself years ago.
Grim, bruv,
Yeah,
grim,
yeah.
horrible.
I got metal on my ankle.
Yeah, I
and
got
shit.
metal on my ankle now,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I fucking feel like Iron Man. Superhero vibes. But yeah, fucking, so I was in bed for time just writing and like backing off the prescription codeine that they gave me.
Yeah.
And then basically Slipz, me and him was still speaking while I was fucked up. So I had all these bars, and come time that I was better now, I just went down and linked him.
Yeah.
And we were only meant to make a couple tunes, but basically we ended up making a whole album because I just had that all there from sitting in bed, and yeah, sitting in bed. So
And do you think that
that's how it
helps
came
kind of
about.
like the creative writing process, being like in the same room as the person you're making music with, so you can bounce ideas off each other?
yeah, I think when it comes to the recording, yeah, but I'm kind of weird. Like I like to sit down by myself and write.
Yeah.
I find it hard to sit down like in a room full of people and like write together, because like that's something. I shout out to Chemistry, One Drop and Vitz. Them man like to together sit down, get wavy and write.
Yeah.
That's something that them men are good at. I can't really do that. Sometimes it happens, but more time I like to be by myself, write, then come back and link my man or whatever, and then lay it down. Do you know what I mean?
Because you came into writing rap through poetry, didn't you? Yeah. So like, did you find that that kind of transition from poetry to rap, like it was just natural? It was just natural. It happened organically.
I wouldn't say it happened organically. I'd say that it may have shaped the shit that I was writing.
Yeah.
The raps that I was writing, it shaped it. It gave it a different edge, something different.
Yeah, man.
Because like, I mean, a lot of heads would be like, your shit is quite poetic and that.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to gas myself.
No,
but,
it's
No,
it's
it is though. It
No,
flows
respect.
very sort of smoothly,
Respect,
and you
man.
can feel that sort of for those poetry heads out. This sort, you know what I mean, like A B A B. That sort. You know what I mean, like the rhyme pattern at the end of the line. You can feel that definitely. Listening
Like
to
a
music.
stanza.
No, respect,
Yeah.
respect.
But
I
and
feel
also
like-
just what you're like rapping about, it's quite like introspective, and it seems very personal to you. Like
Yeah, it's all reflection, man.
yeah.
I think everything.
Even the title of the album itself, like Lessons of
Yeah.
Adolescence, man, that's like it speaks volumes.
Got the tattoo on the hand.
Is it? Let's have a
So,
look.
yeah, talk us through that,
Oh,
man.
nice.
Obviously, you lot can't see that listening, but yeah. I don't know. I just thought, fuck it, that. Just
So
get it.
the general, because there's a little like sort of skit at the beginning, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just like everyone giving shout outs and that.
Yeah. And
That's
then there's
just
that bit where it's just kind of like I can't remember how it goes, but it's like a phone call or like a voicemail sort of thing.
Oh, that's on all the beginnings.
Yeah.
The beginning intro is like all like people just kind of calling in
Yeah.
as if they were on like a radio show, like, yo, big up Verbs and Slipz. But then like on Kemptown Blues, at the beginning of that track, there's a voicemail from my boy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the track, there's a voicemail, and he's like, yo, man, I'm trying to contact you. You're just always on a wave. What are you doing? Fix yourself up. Because that's how it really was. You know what I mean? That's what I was up to. I was on some wave life.
Yeah, man. It's
just
like
on some mad shit.
But that's it, man. If you can like take that experience and create something from it, that's dope, man. Do you know what I mean?
Word 100.
But the beginning of the album, when someone says like, no, like the Black Verbs, not Verb T, like, that was jokes, man.
Big up G-Bag, man. Big up G-Bag. Fucking Revogue Records. Big up all them boys. But yeah, that's G-Bag that dropped that. Everyone creases about that.
Does anyone ever like, obviously like UK heads know obviously, but has anyone ever been like anyone got that mixed up like Verb T?
Nah, man. No. I feel like nowadays, do you know what I mean? Heads know who.
Yeah, exactly.
Verb T
You like to
is.
think so,
Do you know
man.
what I mean? Yeah, people know who that is. People know who I am. You know what I mean? People know who Verb T is. People know who Verbs is. You know what I mean? And we kind of chill with the same people.
Yeah.
We're within the same crowd sometimes. You know what I mean? So heads know the difference. And shout out to Verb team, man. He's cold.
Yeah, man.
That's a guy. He's been around doing his thing from.
Yeah, he's a veteran for sure.
Word.
The Morning Process, that's like my shit. I love that album.
Word up.
Last time I went to Berlin with my boy Adam, he was on the last podcast. That was like the soundtrack to that trip.
Oh,
man.
word, fully.
So Leaf produces a couple of beats on there as well. It's dope, man.
Word,
really
big
heavy.
Up.
So how did your like kind of like working relationship with Mr Slipz come about? Because you mentioned that you kind of hit him up, but how did that all happen?
Yeah,
for you?
so basically we just decided one day, but basically we were just digging each other's shit on SoundCloud. You know what I mean? Clocking each other. That all came about, funnily enough. Actually, the whole way that I met them, man, or like I knew Kemmer, Yoga Cop. Like I knew him from a while back, from when he come London one time. We both got booked for one shitty gig, and the Donny that booked us and that, my man like talking about, yeah, you might getting paid. No one got paid. Best believe it was some bullshit. But that's how me and him kept in contact and that, and we were feeling each other's shit. But then I met M Cozy from Yoga Cop, and that's how I really got introduced to Slipz, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then when me and Slipz were talking, I think that year, 2017, is when we were like, yo, let's actually link up and make something happen. He was like, just come down and make something happen. Like, best believe, man, come down there on my fucking Brock leg on crutches, like, do you know what I mean? Just to make tunes and that.
Big up, man. And for like heads who may not know, do you want to elaborate a bit about who Mr Slipz is?
Mr Slipz is a slippery, ill individual with an MPC from Brighton, Yoga Cop Records. Donny, real G, he makes a lot of music. Go check out his SoundCloud, his Spotify. Go check out our shit as well, because like, it's alright, it's decent. But yeah, check it out. Big up Slipz, man. One of the illest in the UK, fam.
Listening to Treddy, watching time lapse, my mind trapped, tapping at my rhyme pad, reminiscing on time. I can't buy back to find that. Could say from day I've been sidetracked, inclined to self-doubt in times I find that.
Check out Slipz rapping as well, bro. I'm baiting you out right now. Mr Slipz, Bloom Like a Flower. Check that out on SoundCloud.
Alright, man. We'll get it on the Instagram later.
Yeah,
we'll make people aware of
that song that I've seen before. I can't remember what the song's called now, but it's where I think it's filmed in Brighton. And let me just see if I can find it. So it's Mike Loud. Yeah, that's a good song. That's a really good song, man.
Big up Slipz on the beat. Big up Vits as well, man.
And I like the scratching in it as well.
Tom Yum on the scratches and the cuts, man. Big up Tom Yum.
But the shit that I rap's just of no concern. If you ain't talking straps and the dough you earn, you a ghost in a new age of hopeless nerds, huh? Closing my eyes at night to make sense of it, while my mind finds time for a next topic. No clock stopping, I better make the most of it. No clock stopping, I better make the most of it.
Dumb hot, I'll wreck you and your young flock. Check it out.
No, that's really cool, man. It's a great tune.
Respect, man. Respect.
And you just you've been in Berlin recently as well, haven't you?
Yeah, boy.
Was that just for gigs and stuff? Or were you recording?
That was just for a bit of fun.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, it's a good city, man. It's a fun city.
It is one of those places. But that was more so just to go there and like make music with Freedom, now known as Imaginary Friend. Yeah, made music with him and filmed some shit with the label you. Obviously that video come out the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more so just for fun, just to go chill and make a bit of music and just take some time out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we were watching that video with Skirmish earlier from Rhyme Asylum, and he was feeling that, man. He was just like,
respect, man.
he was like, big up Croydon.
Well, come on, Croydon, holding it down, bro.
Because he's Croydon based as well, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying like
word,
oldest and the youngest, man.
It's the older generation. Shout out all my Croydon heads, man. Shout out All of a Sudden. Shout out Doubter. Shout out all the Revolt camp. Shout out Kets. Shit, man, there's too many names to mention.
Yeah.
Shout out all the Croydon heads, man. Croydon's the greatest, bro.
That's where it's at, man. Besides Bournemouth, obviously.
Yeah,
B-Town holding it down.
Yeah,
B-Town
you've got to
holding
give that
it down.
shameless plug out
Come
for
on,
him.
B-Town.
It's got to be done, man. So, like, we were talking a bit about like German hip hop earlier. Do you want to talk a bit more about that? Because it seems like linguistically something you'd be a little bit kind of apprehensive about approaching as a.
In
as a
terms
hip-hop
of
genre.
like German hip hop, I'm like, in terms of German rappers and that, I'm not too clued up. But when it comes to producers, there's a lot of heads doing their thing, and there's heads from the UK that reside out there that make music, such as Technical Development and Imaginary Friend, aka Freedom, Strange Love, whatever. Big up. Yeah. But yeah, there's heads that them man there are sick. Those two there are sick. Like, they're cold with it. Obviously they're from London, but they're out there at the minute just killing it, making music. And then there's a lot of producers as well, man, that make music in Germany. Do you know what I mean? There's this one Donny called Packed Rich from Munich, and he's like 18. He's fucking cold. And I met man when he came to London, like last December, so not too long ago, and it was my birthday, innit? And he was just like, "Yo, I'm in London. I really like your music."
Yeah.
And he's like I'm around basically, and I was like, "Yo, come link me. We're getting waves tonight." I've never met him before. I was like, "Come link me. It's my birthday. We're getting waved tonight. Lord Apex is playing at my boy's party. Shout out to Loud House." And he was like, "I love Lord Apex as well. I'm coming." So I met him, and we just went back to my boy Danny Sanchez's, made bare shit and just chilled and freestyled. Like, Packed Rich, he's 18, he's from Munich, and he's fucking cold.
Man, we'll have to check him out, man.
Word. And
Is
there's
he on
hella
like,
heads, man.
Is he on like Spotify and that? Or?
He's on SoundCloud. Man. Check
SoundCloud.
him out on SoundCloud. He's cold with it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
There's a lot of heads, man. I'm trying to think, like, I can't really pronounce hella names.
Am I right in saying Germany is quite infamous for digging? And in terms of like record shops, do you think that's why a lot of producers are drawn there?
I don't know, man. I think like you can get your you can get your records. You can get your records anywhere. You can dig anywhere. Do you know what I mean? But I feel the reason why people in general are attracted to Berlin is because it's like a creative spot.
Yeah,
and
man.
Everyone there is up to something creative.
It's well like liberal there in the sense that they really embrace obviously the history in Germany. Like the younger generation really embrace it. Like they're kind of like, yeah, the generation before us fucked up.
Let's do something different.
Exactly, man. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on there at the moment. Like and just
Word.
parties non-stop, man. Like
But
2-3 day parties.
It's mad. That's mad. That shit's mad. I'm not gonna. I can't hack it.
Yeah, man.
I remember I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about how there was some weird sort of like club nights up there.
Oh mate, it's
like,
nuts.
I won't
There's
go
a
into
lot
it,
of
but I'm
strange
talking
shit.
like weird
Yeah,
shit.
no, there's a
Yeah.
lot of strange shit, bro.
Yeah, weird sex shit going down,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, everywhere.
There's a lot of that shit, bro, out there.
It's just like no taboo is left unbroken in Berlin, man.
It's quite jokes though. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I kind of rate that.
Exactly, man. It's just like a hub of like weird people.
Go for it, bruv. You can live out your fucking fantasies out
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
If you're listening to this, and you
As long as you're consenting.
yeah, as long as you're consenting, and you're into something a bit strange. Book yourself a little plane ticket. Go out to Berlin. You might not come back, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, man, that's it. And obviously Amsterdam's another like that's a given.
I don't know though, man. Amsterdam, I've been there a few times, and it's just like
Too commercial now, like
it's too mainstream.
yeah, too mainstream. Man.
Going to Berlin now, man.
Yeah, it's all about Berlin, man.
No, I don't know. I've been there a few times. It's just kind of the same shit.
Have you ever done the Ill Street sessions?
No, but I'm meant to be doing it on the 20th of April.
Oh, is it?
Man.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Slipz meant to be doing that. So
Yeah. That'd be cool because
That's
they're
it,
the what is it? I can't remember who it was. They're not related to Boom Bap Festival at all, are they?
No. I know what you're on about.
Yeah.
They did there was the Boom Bap thing in December, innit? That just went.
Yeah.
Benedict
in
was there.
December, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Benedict was there. Petrelli was there. I think that kid was there. Can't really remember who else was there, but that's a completely different thing.
Right.
Boom Bap's a UK thing, innit?
Right.
I've never been to Boom Bap.
Yeah, man. Because that happened for like a few years, didn't it? And then it just kind of packed.
I've never went, man. I
Yeah.
think like part of me was just like, I don't think it's my.
Your cup of tea.
I don't know. I think part of me was just like, I don't think it's really my thing. But
Yeah, fair one, man.
apparently it was lit. So
they had some
I
US
might have
heads
missed
as well
out.
there, didn't they?
I might have missed out, but
Yeah.
who knows? Shout out to Boom Bap.
So, man, like, what's the wildest shit you've ever seen gone down at a live show?
Wildest shit I've seen going down at a live show.
Either at one of yours or at someone else's.
Nothing really mad, you know. Like, I'm not gonna lie, nothing that mad. Like,
Everyone just had a good old time.
yeah,
and
just
left.
having a
chilled,
good
had-
time.
Yeah,
Nothing mad. Like, but when it comes to shows and that, I just do my show and like try not to get too wavy on stage and just hold it down.
That's it,
I
man.
can't get too loose because I forget everything when I get waved, and it's just like I start freestyling the verse and shit. But I think one of the fucking jokes fucking sets that I've had was at Wonderfields last year, and they had to push my set back basically to like the Sunday, because I was like fucking no sleep, bare pingers and mad shit in my system, just strolling around on madness, yeah. And like I remember fucking Smell It and Piff and Sean Peng had a set, and like me there topless pinging, like trying to jump on stage and do ad-libs some and that, like, which weren't needed. So I had to Smell It and Piff, but yeah. And then Cracker John's bringing me on stage, and I'm just like off my head, bro, just chatting nonsense. Then came Sunday, now my set, my Donny, who's meant to be DJing for man, he's fucking K-hold like an hour before
That's the
the
last
set.
thing you need.
Do you know what I mean? Before
Superhands
the
has
set.
done 7 grams of cocaine.
Literally like K-hold before the set, and then yeah, I was just still frazzled from all the madness. I didn't sleep that weekend.
I bet that's all combined by the high of like performing as well. Like,
And it was just, I was just there on stage forgetting shit and just like trying to make it sound alright, but still heads were digging it.
yeah,
somehow
they
you
were off
digging
their
it.
tits as well.
Mad love to everyone that liked it.
Nice one, man.
Do you know what I mean? Then my boy Hutch, like, look out for this kid, man. He's fucking ill. He's coming up next.
Where's
So,
he
yeah,
from?
He's from Brighton, Hutchino. Sick with piano, sick with spitting. He's coming up next, but he held it down for me on stage, and like, I just let him rap.
There you go.
Just rap. Yeah.
You heard it here, people.
Big up
Hutch.
Hutch, bro. He saved, man. That fucking.
Has he got an Instagram
weekend.
handle?
Yeah, he does. But I think it's Hutch the Great. Just go on my Instagram if you follow me. If you don't, it's alright. If you do, then he'll be on there, innit? Hutch the Great. He's cold.
Well, you seem to have been working hard. I mean, the latest album you put out, Mr Slipz. Obviously, you had it on Spotify for a while before you got to press the record, wasn't it?
It's 2017 it dropped originally.
Yeah, 2017 September, and it came true. And then it came out on cassette, innit? And that was on Radio Juicy. It came out on cassette. And I feel like, yeah, it came out on cassette, sick. People bought it. It was dope. It sold out on cassette. But then people were commenting like, yo, this needs to be on wax. Different people like, yo, we need a wax of this, we need a wax. And obviously Donny that runs Radio Juicy, I was like to him, we need the wax.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, do you know what I mean? Cool.
Because the sound on that album that like really lends itself to like physical format, like wax.
Respect, man, respect.
Because it just has that kind of real kind of like jazz influence and like the double bass on like, you know, like back on tracks at the beginning, like doom doom doom.
respect.
I just fucking I'm all over that, man. All over it. And it's like a good like marriage between like MC and producer. It just seems to be
Respect,
really
man.
the chemistry's there. Do you know what I mean?
Respect, man, respect.
Yeah,
Big up, glad you're digging it. Man.
And you're going to be working with Mr Slipz in the future.
Yeah, we got something new there. It's pretty much done, ready to go. We've got a couple of features on this one as well.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it's coming. It's pretty much done. It's literally done.
You heard it, people.
You heard it here, boy.
We had like Mo Sick on. I know you know him
Shout out
from
Mo
like
Sick. Man,
Fubar.
like Fubar.
That's it, man.
I don't really know a man like that, but he's a cool guy. He's sick with it, but he's ill with it as well.
Yeah, man, and he's
I
got.
met man at
he's-
Fubar. He's a cool guy.
That session was really really hard, man. Because obviously you had like Illiterate on there and like
Shout out
Mo,
Illiterate.
Uncle Harry. I think that was all. It was 4 of you, wasn't it? And how did that come about, man? Like, did you reach out to Mice Diggy? Did he get you on? How did that happen?
So the first Fubar, Mice commented on something that I like post on Facebook, and he was like, "Yeah, we'd like to get you in for a Fubar," and then obviously. So he said that, and I'm like, oh shit, right, it's Maestro. Of course, I'm gonna come. I never knew Fubar was a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, it's Maestro. I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna do this. And I went, like, obviously, I organised it and that. But you see, where sometimes Fubar is like random people together ciphering. I was like, I'm gonna bring through the man, them, and the Croydon heads.
Yeah.
They'd be making music. Do you know what I mean? They were cold with it, and chemistry. Brighton, obviously, but still cold with it. So I brought through Earth, Renell, and chemistry. Earth and Renell, both from Croydon. They're both from same bits. I'm from South Norwood. We all kind of lived within the same area.
Yeah.
And there's so many heads in Croydon that are young and make hip hop, but people don't even know about them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I thought you bring someone through.
That's good, man.
Bringing the man them that.
It's all about that exposure and having that platform, you know, and that's the good thing about. And it's not going anymore, right? Fubar, or is it still? No, it stopped, didn't it?
Stopped,
Like,
innit? It's
quite
peak, man.
abruptly.
R.I.P. Fubar. That shit was ill.
It was, man.
That gave a platform to hella heads who people wouldn't have known about otherwise, and hella producers whose beats got used for ciphers and shit. Who, do you know what I mean, might not have got known about. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing, man.
They got Maestro for that, or Mice Diggy now, innit?
You could tell that like you guys were all having fun with it as well. Like, the one with Mo, and you were just kind of like, obviously you did your kind of bars like back and forth, and then you were doing it off the dome like for the last.
I said some weird shit. I said some weird shit, and I was like, what? I was like, what's going on?
It sort of bounced off each other.
It worked though,
really.
man.
no,
It worked, man. It was like, you know, it was just like you were kind of just vibing.
Chilling, innit? Chilling.
That's it, man. That's
Yeah,
it.
Fubar, you shall be missed.
How come it's not going anymore?
I don't even know. I think it's just something to do with actual Fubar radio.
Okay.
This is the actual radio station.
Right.
Like, obviously, the hip hop show was a separate
Oh, I
thing
see.
within
Okay,
that.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So that was a show on the radio.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. But do you know what I mean? Whoever, I think if Fubar, if you stopped it, you done fucked up, son.
Yeah,
That
man.
shit was cold. Shout out to Maestro for putting that on in the first place.
Feeling my best, I bless Mike with the reason for defeating my stress. The season is left, summer got me seeking the next. Eager to stretch the limits that I keep in effect. Peaking at death, my intuition keep me in check.
It is a shame, though,
And
man.
Sarah Love, gang.
But do you reckon like something like that, like something similar, will pop up in the future? I mean, it always does, doesn't it? These things happen, go
Like
away,
cycles,
come
isn't
back.
it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, obviously, like the hip hop show, that was a thing where they brought in people to talk about shit, same shit that you man are doing now. So you man can do that. You know what I mean?
That's it, man.
Because I was gonna say that I don't know heads that be doing hip hop podcasts in the UK.
That's it.
So that's something. Do you know what I mean? This is the next thing. If you know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. I mean,
So good.
we started doing this simply because we just love talking about hip hop and music generally. Like, I like music. I'm not
Yeah,
just
word. I'm not just a hip hop guy.
yeah, same,
I love
man.
music.
I
you know
like
what mean?
me. If it sounds good to me sonically, I'm into it, man. That's it. And it's just I'm just always that guy who's just talking to someone about like a record in really like intrinsic detail to the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
it's like probably obnoxious, but if you know it, do you know what I mean?
If you
It's
fuck with it, if you're on
it-
that shit,
exactly, man.
You'll be into it as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
so this is the platform to get like-minded people on board
Yeah, I
and
rate
just
that,
shoot
man.
the shit. Do you know what I mean?
I rate that. It's been nice chilling
So
so
who
far.
are you listening to at the moment?
Who am I listening to?
Yeah. Any artists?
Anything.
Any genre, man.
So
Any
basically, I've been listening to HAK Baker.
Yes.
Know
Yeah.
HAK Baker.
Yeah.
No,
Hack
you
Baker.
Hack
fill me in,
Baker's
guys.
cold,
Who's
man.
this guy?
He's sort of
Some
is he
Donny
not-
from East London,
Yeah.
and he calls his sound G-folk. Quite jokes.
It's very sort of folky, like
Yeah, but
acoustic.
it's
G
isn't it?
folk.
You wouldn't expect it from man. He's some fucking wham black brother with dreads from with a guitar. You wouldn't expect that out of East London to be coming with that kind of sound, and it's real nice
Yeah.
to hear something like that. Do you know what I mean? And he's just really nice with it. I feel like he talks like a lot of shit which relates to heads.
Yeah.
Relates to heads, especially
Yeah.
relates to me, bro. That tune Wonderland from that shit there kind of. I discovered that tune while man was like up at like 8 in the morning, fucking no sleep.
I'll have to get on
Nose
that, man.
blocked.
Yeah, no, he's very sort of talented.
Very nice with it, man.
He's so I'm trying to think of that song because I like that 7 a.m. song.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had a bit of radio play actually.
Yeah.
I first heard him when I was on the radio, and it's sort of like folky, but also
It's very folky.
very
but what
similar
he
to
talks
sort of
about.
like Jamie T sort of spoken word, but in a more
Big up
gritty
Jamie T.
sort of style,
remember
isn't it?
Jamie T?
I
from
fucking
back
love
in the day?
Jamie T, man.
She goes out with her
Mate Stella gets pulled all over the road, fella.
Says money ain't no better.
With the next man kicking up fuss.
Drunk stumbles down by a river.
Screams
Calling
calling
London.
London.
None of us saw her coming.
Gets the carpet word rolled out. Oh man, yeah.
Classic.
Copyright onto us for like just singing the entire song. Yeah, big up
actually
Jamie T,
been,
man. That's
been
Panic
listen-
Prevention album, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember that.
So yeah, it's a HAK Baker. Yeah, he's also
that was dope, man. I enjoyed that.
Big up.
he's also very sort of poetic in
Yeah, no,
sort
he's
of how he
bro. He's
speaks.
really. I like the way he uses words. You know what I mean? The way he commands words to. I don't know. It just kind of relates to me. It's
Yeah.
something that resonates with me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you think your background in poetry kind of helps you connect with it more? Like you kind of
I think just like what he's talking about.
yeah,
It's very
resonates.
real.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
real
just straight.
talk.
Man's given a fucking like just like some working class perspective of life in the East End.
Mm-hmm.
Just life growing up in the East End of London. Like obviously, man never grew up in East, but that same shit there can just be related to life in South. As a young black kid growing up in South, it's the same shit. Or just a young kid, generally in South. The shit that he talks about is universal if you've grown up in that kind of area.
Yeah,
Do
man.
you know what I mean?
It's good you have kind of like artists like that who inspire you now, but
Mm.
going back to like when you first got into like writing poetry, getting into
Mm.
music, making music, was there anyone out there who inspired you, or was it just kind of you were so focused on what you were doing, it just happened?
I'm kind of weird like this. 'Cause people ask me this and I'm like, who's your inspirations? I don't know. Shit.
You're just like,
myself,
fuck
man.
everyone, I did it
No,
myself.
fuck that. Never be one of those guys, innit? Never be one of those guys. But I wouldn't say I have like mad inspirations. I say there's heads which I really fuck with, and like, do you know what I mean? There's shit I look to. Do you know what I mean? I look to their shit, but I wouldn't say I'm like super inspired by anyone because I'm just trying to do my own shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to do my own shit. I look to heads and I'm like, yo, raw. That's some shit which I grew up listening to.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
might shape the sound that I'm on now.
Mm-hmm.
So like obviously for me, it's Nas. That's some shit. I'd hear my dad be playing Nas and that all the time when I was young. So my parents are they're into hip hop.
Yeah.
They're into it, but they're kind of young. Do you know what I mean? So I'd always grow up hearing shit. Nas, Guru.
Gangstar, man, that's my shit.
You know what I mean?
Mean-
Group Home. People think Group Home are kind of whack, yeah. But
No,
I think
man.
Group Home are sick. People think that, some people think their rhymes whack, yeah. I fuck with that shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I see someone online the other day, like, dissing, like, oh, like, the beats were sick by Premier, but the rhymes were quite, nah, man, I fuck with that shit,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Shout
I
out
like
that.
some of that old shit, man.
I fuck with that shit heavy.
Walk in the tunnels of hell, the next level. It's a nutcracker giving hell to the devil. Playing the game, the New York pain makes me wanna bust, but I just maintain.
Do you like People Under the Stairs as well?
I never actually listened to
No. That's kind of like I feel like some people approached hip hop either through like Wu-Tang and Gangstar and stuff, and some people approached it through like People Under the Stairs and like Jurassic 5. So like tonally, it's very
Yeah,
different.
it's very different.
Yeah.
But when it comes to hip hop though, I'm quite out the loop, innit?
That's cool though, man.
I'm quite like, I don't know, sometimes I just don't listen to certain things, and people be like, what? Like, me and Slipz fucking supported Jizza, but I've never listened to a Jizza track.
Damn, man.
And people are like, what? I was like, I don't know, I just never...
But then, like, putting it into context, you're 23 years old, right?
I
And
listen to certain shit,
yeah.
but there's certain things which, like, my dad used to try to get man into Wu-Tang, and
This
I'm
is
just like, it's not
I feel
really
old
my...
as shit now, man.
We're still young out here, B.
I've seen Jizza live a few times and like Wu-Tang and stuff, and like he obviously he's dope. He's a legend. He's like really cerebral, very poetic, but he doesn't like ooze with charisma. Do you know what I mean? He just kind of rocks up, does his thing, and goes.
Yeah,
But,
that's what it was kind of like. supported, man, and like certain heads in the crowd were like, yo, we're fucking with your shit, not too sure about Jizz's shit, but we really liked your set, you know what I mean? But I didn't interact with him, he just came through
I think
and did his thing and got the check and bounced.
that's it, man. I think though, like there must
Secure
be
the
an
bag.
element of like when you're at that level.
It's more a job,
fame.
innit? It's more
exactly.
a job.
He's been doing it for so long. He
Secure
probably
the
has good
bag.
and bad days.
Yeah,
do you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Secure the money, like, I
yeah,
can't say nothing against that, like, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
If you're living off this shit, then, I don't know, if you're living off it, you're living off it, innit? But as time goes by, maybe for some people they lose the passion that they once had for, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them, essentially, because it can get long sometimes. This shit can get long. Imagine, just when it becomes a job, it's basically a job, so you're doing the same things the same way. If you had a job fucking stacking shelves at a supermarket,
Yeah.
you're not going to be as passionate as you once were when you first started.
It's probably like a bad example, like stacking
Yeah,
shelves.
I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine the
I
first
love
day,
those
like,
shelves, man.
yeah,
I
imagine
don't
your
know,
first
bro.
day stacking shelves. Like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing.
Oh shit, that goes there. Yeah. Look how fast I can do it. I don't know, bro.
I hear you though, man.
I don't know, bro. Allow me and my examples. I don't know.
I hear you though, man. I think that's a really good point. Probably people do get like a bit disenfranchised unless they get like you kind of rejuvenated with creative kind of either energy from somewhere,
Creative juices.
inspiration. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so
wherever
I
you
don't
find that from, yeah, it's. I guess that's just natural. That's going to happen. So, what do you kind of like? What do you envision for the future in terms of like making music and like, evolving as an artist?
Don't know, man. I'm kind of weird. I don't really think too much about the future. I just see.
You just do.
I've got a little plan. Like I've got a little plan of things
yeah.
that I want to happen and shit, and I feel like we're going in the right direction right now. And in terms of changing as art, or not changing, like evolving and shit. I'm not really too into like switching things up, but I have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like me, I listen to all sorts of different shit, so it should only make sense that I like do something a bit different from time to time. Do you know what I mean? So I've got an album coming called Pathways, and Still Here is a track off that.
Yeah, man.
And that track was kind of different compared to shit that I would usually do. And that whole album is basically a bit more loose, experimental. Still hip hop, but it's experimental. It's a bit more loose and a bit more like.
And what producers are you working with on that?
I got Morriarchi on there. Shout out Morri. Sheffield gang. Morri. Shit, what else we got on there? Big Frank. Shout out Big Frank. We got Arthur. It's real cold. Man, like Arthur from Acton.
Sick name as well, just like Arthur.
Arthur from Acton, fam.
Love that, man.
Not many heads know about him as well, man. He's very cold from Acton, innit? Like, yeah, he's from Germany. He's moved over here and that.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Where's he based at the moment then over here? Like,
Acton, West London.
West, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, right, so I thought you meant he moved from Germany. Oh, yeah, Acton.
Yeah, he's moved from Germany to Acton, innit? So,
yeah.
And, yeah, that's about it for the minute. We got Too Late as well. Come on, shout out Too Late. AKA Poop Late, Too Late. Gang. Yeah, that's about it for now. There's a couple others, but, you know, let the shit drop.
So your sort of focus very much is in the moment, really, and just
do what you can do for now, and if it works, it works. Don't really think too much about it. Like obviously plan your next move, but don't try to build up some fucking 10-year plan in your head. Like next year I'm gonna fucking perform with so and so. Do you know what I mean? Just keep it loose. If it fucking, do you know what I mean? Keep it loose. Keep your options open. Build up for now and see where it goes. I'm quite like that, innit? I'll just see where things go.
That's good, man. I mean,
That's
like,
a good way to be.
I get that energy from you, man. Do you know what I mean? Just like, whatever. Like, just roll with it. Just like rocked up. You don't know us from Adam, but you just rocked up. You know, we're recording a podcast from my flat, and that's big up, man. Appreciate that, man.
Big up you, man, for having me.
Mate, anytime, man, anytime. But how was the album received? Because obviously, like, it's been out for a couple of years. Like, we're big fans of that, man.
How's it been received? Yeah, I feel like it's been very good, man. It's been very good, especially because that's my first release. That's my first release, yeah. So I got distracted by the fucking.
Yeah, so I've just handed him a bottle opener and he's
beer
like,
I'm like, how do I operate this thing? But basically, no, I think it's been received very good. People are really fucking with it, especially for like it's my first release. That's my first like piece of work that I've put together.
yeah, yeah.
Before that, I was just putting out weird things, not weird things, but things here and there, innit? Just little bits, just things. And like before that, I was actually gonna make this album called the Sketches EP, and like that was from like when I was quite younger though, innit? When I first started this shit, and I just never got to making it happen.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what, fuck this, bro, fuck it. Man, just move on to something else.
Well, unreleased tracks or just never got round to recording them?
No, some of them are out there, bro. They're out there, like shit like Time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like some old. That was when I was like 18. Do you know what I mean? And people were still, yo, that shit's cold. But to me, I'm like, oh, that's mad cringe.
Fucking depresses me how young you are, man.
Jokes. Well, I'm getting old, fam.
Nah, man.
We getting old, B. We
are.
getting old, fam.
Oh,
6 years
fuck
away
you.
from 30, pretty much. I'm
Fuck
24
you
this
guys,
year,
man.
bro.
Yeah, same.
You 24 this year as well?
Yeah,
When's your
December.
birthday? December?
15th,
I'm
yeah.
December 8th, B.
Is it?
Ah, that's my
Gang.
birthday.
Is
December
actually?
8th.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. December 8th, man.
gang.
December 8th, gang,
Fucking hell,
man.
December 8th, gang.
Yeah,
man.
except, you know, I'm a-
15th, but we still
Sorry,
fuck with
just
you.
push that.
Sagittarius,
fuck with
man.
you.
That's
You know it.
that's where it's at. That's fucking.
That's jokes, man.
yeah.
Like, big up
Yeah, man.
you. I rate that.
So, in terms of like touring and stuff, have you got anything lined up, live show wise?
Not really, you know. I wouldn't say I've got anything lined up in terms of touring. I feel like me and Slipz will release the album and then see, you know, once we've got our plan together for the album, then we'll see what we're gonna do with shows and shit. But the next international show should be April 20th, 420. I don't even smoke weed anymore. Gang. In Amsterdam. So yeah, that'll be that. If you're in Amsterdam, whoever's in Amsterdam, and perhaps if you're not in Amsterdam, if you want to come to Amsterdam and get wavy with the crew, come through.
That's it, man. So you say you stopped bunning then? Or?
Yeah, I don't smoke weed anymore.
Oh, fair play, man.
Yeah. Used to. Actually, the thing is, I can't even chat shit yet, because what happened recently, man.
Because I was on Instagram and I think I saw a video of you on someone's Instagram story.
Well, the one where I've like got my hand in my head and I'm
I
like,
can't
don't
remember-
smoke weed.
I can't remember if it's your story or I think it was Mr. Slipz' story.
We're in
And,
some like shitty chip shop and
yeah.
I'm like, don't smoke weed. Because that's me, I don't smoke weed, innit? But we're at this video shoot at my Donny's house, yeah, and my boy, he's come through with like a fucking ounce of some loud shit. And obviously I'm quite wavy and I'm like, these buds look real nice. Let me get a nug. They came in a nug now. And I've built up the ting and it's just sent man west, innit? It's just sent man off. I was off with it because I hadn't banned anything in a minute. And I just sent man different directions,
space.
man. Man was just off. Like, I was all over the place. Like, I was enjoying it. I was fucking high as shit, but came to one point where I fucking fell asleep now. Woke up like 2 hours later and I'm like, I need to eat, fam. I need to munch something like on a mad thing. Me and Slipz are sitting in this shitty chip shop at like 4 in the morning. He did a video and I'm just like, don't smoke weed. If you smoke weed, don't holler me, fam. I'm not on it. I'm fully not on it.
Oh man, that's fucking crazy.
That's when I'm wavy, innit? If I have a couple beers and someone's like, you want to hit this? I'm like, oh. But it's never.
Smells good.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
So you enjoy getting on the wave then? Yeah.
Who doesn't, man?
What is the wave?
Yeah.
What is the wave? Man? Never heard of that. So, man, I'm teetotal, mate. Sober.
It's good.
Sober, bro.
Yeah,
Sober.
that's we're not filming this.
That's a
That's
Beck's
probably
Blue,
why.
mate.
Like, yeah.
It's a Beck's Blue right there.
Oh, sick, man. So, like, in terms of like collaborating with other UK heads, is anything else in the pipeline? Anything coming up? Hush, hush.
Yeah, I'm quite hush hush with things.
Yeah.
I like to just I don't like to talk too much in interviews and that. I just like to, you know what I mean, drop
This
it.
isn't an interview, man. This is a
Oh no, not
podcast.
interviews, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I'm joking,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Though, like when people ask you shit like that, but a lot of people they open their mouth too quickly,
Yeah.
and then you don't actually see anything of that.
Nothing
I see bare
materialises.
heads,
and
I
you
see
end
bare
up-
heads be chatting like,
That
oh,
is a good-
this album's coming, and
Yeah.
then where's the album be? Do you know what I mean?
I think that is a good way to be, because especially with social media, everyone's got a voice. So you do get a lot where people are like, oh yeah, I've got my album coming out and stuff like that, and then 6 months down the line, it's still got my album coming out, and it just doesn't come, it doesn't materialise.
I feel like don't drop a date, never drop a date.
Yeah, yeah.
And tell people, this is coming, because you never know what might happen in the build up to that.
Yeah,
date.
man. No, I get it. That's wise,
You know
man.
what I mean?
That's
You
wisdom,
might
right
get licked by a car or something.
Yeah, I mean, because I think I heard your album probably about a year ago, and I didn't know it was getting pressed to vinyl until I saw it on someone's Instagram. That was it.
We never mentioned it. We never said nothing about it. But because heads were wanting that, so when we drop it, be like, yo, it's there. Do you know what I mean? And people cop it. Big up to everyone that's copped it and everyone that's supporting, man. Really appreciate it all.
Yeah, you were kind enough to sign Aiden's copy as well, man.
Gang.
Hell yeah, man. You got another one in your bag as well.
Shit. Yeah.
Peddling your wares down in B-Town.
Come on,
It's
mate.
got to be done.
Got to sell it all, man. Sell it all.
It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. So like, what's next as well, man? Like in terms of like just, are you constantly writing? Do you ever have breaks from it? Is it kind of just like an ongoing thing?
No, I don't write very often, to be honest.
Really?
I just when it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you hit good waves of inspiration, and you hit times where it doesn't work. And I feel like I used to put pressure on myself to basically make something happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't do that anymore. I just like, if it happens, it happens. If it works out, it works out. So I'll go through stages of not making anything to like stages of constantly making shit and just being on it 24s.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know. Just all depends on how I'm feeling, and it all depends on like what I'm getting up to in my life in general. So if I'm constantly on a wave, you're not really gonna get anything good from that creatively.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So there's times I take like time out. I take a month out to just behave myself and fix up, and that's how the music comes.
Yeah, man. I hear you, man. It's
Like,
got.
do you know what I mean? That's sometimes it has to be like that, man. And if like certain people can function and make music while still going doing fuckery and just being on a madness.
I guess
For
again.
me, I found it doesn't work like that. Sometimes I have to take time out and just have some time by myself to really sit down and. Do you know what I mean?
I guess it works both ways though, man, because like if you're on a wave, it gives you something to write about, like the craziness. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like there you go.
You got to drive yourself to that breakdown once you.
Once rock bottom, just pick yourself up again.
Once you hit rock bottom, you're like, oh shit, I got some fire, son. I got some fire, son.
It was worth it, I think, man.
I got some fire, son. Had a heart attack, but I got some fire, son.
Oh man, that's fucking crazy, man. Have you been watching any of the new Fire in the Booths with like on Beats Radio?
No, I watched that.
It's
Tim
me.
Westwood running it.
No, man.
Fuck
Charlie,
Tim Westwood.
no, Charlie Sloth,
Fuck
man.
Tim Westwood, yeah, Charlie Sloth.
Yeah,
Why is that? Is that because of the Rodney P?
The Rod, yeah, exactly, fam.
No,
Fuck
because
Tim
that's it.
Westwood,
Like on the
fam.
latest one with Charlie Sloth, it's,
Yeah,
it's
I
Rodney
see
P and Black Twang, man.
Yeah,
Kingdom.
yeah, okay.
That's
Yes,
where
that's
it all
when he
came
was this,
from.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
when he obviously Westwood was chatting some nonsense now in the gigs thing, just trying to stay relevant with his 60-year-old self. You know
This
what I
was a
mean?
few years ago, so it only surfaced again because of the
Okay.
Kingdom bars on
Oh,
Fire in the Booth.
okay.
So
see.
Black Twang or Rodney P
That
mentioned
man,
it,
yeah.
and then it resurfaced again. You know that
Okay,
fucking
see,
like,
see. I
bait
thought
video.
it was just a new thing.
No, man, it's
where
like a few
Westwood
years
was
old.
just dissing man for no reason.
So it's like a few years old, but like that's why it was brought to
Yeah,
surface again.
Yeah, fuck Westwood anyway.
Yeah,
Big
man.
Big up
like-
Rodney P.
I know, yeah. Rodney P's an absolute, like, he's OG, man. Do you know what I mean?
The
Like,
Godfathers, isn't it?
Obviously,
UK.
Godfather of UK
Westwood's
hip-hop.
done his thing. Can't say that he ain't done nothing for the UK because that would be false. He's
Yeah.
done his thing, but same way, my man's fucking 60 out here daggering young things and shit. That's what I'm saying. That kind of overshadows all the.
I know, mate. Just
That's
stop.
not a good look.
Just stop noncing, man.
It's not a good look, bro.
Yeah,
just hold it
it's not,
down,
man.
bro. Just go get yourself a wife.
Shotgun The Aux
Just gonna
pedo
cook you
watch,
a nice
man.
little
Like,
roast every Sunday, and just something you can chill with, bro. The party life isn't for you. You're 60 now, bro.
but it's always cracked me up back in the day when he had that interview about being shot, and he was just like, I wasn't focused on the pain. I was just focusing on where the next bullet was coming from. I was just like, shut up,
dude.
man. Isn't he like the son of a vicar or
Yeah, a
something?
bishop or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
The archbishop of something, innit? Some
The
fucking
Archbishop of Westwood.
something like that, bro. Some sort of countryside bishop, man, child thing.
Yeah, definitely like pedo tendencies
Yeah, do you know
running
what I
down
mean? That's
there.
probably where
Yeah.
man got it from, innit? That's really
Just calling out
it's in
Westwood.
the blood in it.
Oh man, he's gonna do like a fucking like Bill Gates on me and like snap my
Yo,
pencils and
Lock them down.
Yeah, yeah.
Shut them down.
He
Blacklist
secret-
you, man.
He secretly like runs the podcasting
He's
underworld.
just listening.
mate.
He's like, yo, what did he say? What did he say? Did he say Westwood? Lock you lot down. Fucking hell.
Oh mate, yeah, but that was just seemed to me like a really weird thing to say, like
No,
about
word,
Rodney
yeah.
P. Like, man, like
It's quite silly. Do you know what I mean? It's quite
yeah.
childish.
Because he sort of brought it up and he was like pushing gigs.
Yeah,
to
he
sort
was
of
there
agree
to
with.
talk,
That's what
yeah,
I
do
thought
you know what I
was
mean?
Gigs
shit
was just
about
like,
it.
no
He
man,
was
what
like,
you
nah, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, what he
Exactly.
did.
He tried to.
tried to bait him, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he-
Just like didn't.
That's just hella childish. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yo, can we bully someone? Do you know what I mean?
And that's the thing,
It's
man.
kinda
All
whack.
the grime guys were around like the same time as you know, like when Mo Sick was on. We were talking about this. Like they're around the same time as like the
UK hip-hop
OG
was-
UK
yeah,
Yeah,
hip hop
especially
heads.
like the older grime.
Yeah,
That's when,
exactly.
like, do you know what I mean? UK hip hop and grime they were existing at the same time, but
yeah,
heads
yeah.
didn't really cross
Almost
over.
like-
but,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? They were existing. People knew who each other was. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some heads did cross over, but it was there at the same time.
But
so
it was
people knew what
like
go on.
the identity of UK is like from like grime, I guess, where
Mhm.
like US. We adopted hip hop from the US,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just totally different.
Well, we
in
did
that
it different, though. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I remember back in the day, like, obviously, that's why I shout out Rodney, because he actually come to spitting how you're meant to spit if you're from the UK.
Yeah.
I remember, like, niggas be spitting with fucking American accents and shit.
Yeah.
And that's how it was, like, when man them were jumping on the road rap thing. When
Yeah.
road rap first kind of, do you know what I mean, started to come about, people like Judge Souls and that, Brixton,
Yeah.
spitting with like American accents, and like Bear Man were doing that,
Mm.
and that's just because it was normal at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, even from Rodney P was before them, man, but he still come true spitting with that English
Yeah,
twang.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, he set the way.
Set
man.
the levels, innit?
I remember like so many, even like I remember some UK dudes coming through with an American accent. Like there's a guy like back in the day called like Iceberg Slim or something. Mate, he was terrible. He was fucking terrible.
Iceberg Slim.
His name.
Hey, if you're
and he-
listening,
he
big
had-
up you fam. I
he-
hope you're doing better.
He had a song called like Bad Boy or something. And he was like boy, and he was like, and it was the proper American accent.
Oh,
and this
God.
was later though. This was like, this was in the 2000s.
That's what I'm saying. People were still doing that in
Why?
the 2000s.
Why the fuck were you doing that?
I don't know what it was, man, because I feel like people were trying to be marketable or something. They were trying to be marketable to like a US audience.
Yeah.
That's what I feel it was. But then, do you know what I mean? You have to invest in your own thing 1st
Mhm.
People here, like, obviously UK hip hop thing it wasn't mad big. It was big within the UK,
Yeah.
but it wasn't known.
So if you know, you know. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
if
mean?
you know,
It's
you know.
like-
Do you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I don't know. Fuck that spam an American accent shit. If anyone's doing that nowadays, bro, you deserve a slap. Man. Fuck that
Have
shit.
you heard Australian grime?
I don't fuck with that shit. I'm not
Next
But,
question.
you know-
So
you know what?
moving
Hey, no,
swiftly
no
on.
disrespect, yeah, but like no disrespect, like big up them, man, for doing their thing, because like I rate it, yeah, but at the same time I don't fuck with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not gonna sit down and listen to it,
Yeah.
but I respect it, because the fact is, when we were fucking coming out with grime and UK hip hop, like Americans still mock us making music,
Yeah.
and they're not very receptive to it. So I feel like I can't instantly dismiss it, but I don't fuck with it. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I can't dismiss it, but I don't fuck with it. And not even just Australian grime, like fuck that shit. Yeah. Like Australian hip hop, there's a lot of good stuff.
Hood,
a
yeah,
lot of
like
good stuff.
like
Nelson dialect.
Hilltop Hoods as well.
I
Heard of
don't
them?
know who that is. You know.
They're like old school, man.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
don't even know who that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Talking nowadays, like Nelson dialect. We've got a feature from him coming on the new album. He's
Nice,
ill.
man.
He's cold. Check him out. He's been doing this thing for a minute. And then shout out the fucking Delhi Records boys from Adelaide. Adelaide to the core. Gang. Shout out them, man. Shout out Loeb. Shout out them boys, bruv. Delicacies. Them lot are cold with it. And that's all Australia. I can listen to Australian hip hop.
Yeah, man.
But
Same.
I can't listen to Australian grime, bro.
We had an MC on a few episodes ago, Colonel MC from New Zealand. He's like he's like indigenous. He's like Maori, like kind of really cool guy, man. And like the New Zealand hip hop scene, man. Like back in the day,
I think my boy actually
popping.
showed me a tune from him or something. I think
It's a guy
so,
called
I'm not too
David
sure.
Dallas,
David
and
Dallas.
he sounds very. If you listen to his music, it's quite contemporary. It's very
Yeah.
like kind of Drake, Kanye West type stuff.
Okay,
But he's good, man. I really rate him. There's a lot of good
Seen.
stuff coming out of
No,
Australia
I'm
and
down
New
to
Zealand.
this. Obviously, man, listen to the Australian hip hop. I just think that the Australian grime thing doesn't really do it for me.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard any Australian grime. Like that's your thing, man. Like,
It's
It don't do it
I
for me,
haven't like sort of actually listened to it. I've just seen it on YouTube, so it's
Actually,
oh
there's one Donny who I'm not gonna say man's nice with it, but like I was listening to obviously some of that Australian grime, trying to really find a Donny where I'm like, oh, okay, do you know what? I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna listen through, and there was one Donny. That man's name was fucking Wombat or something. I swear that man's name was Wombat.
just select generic
Wombat,
Australian
fam.
name here.
I swear, no, honestly, I swear that man's name was Wombat, fam. Like, listen, if you're listening, yeah, I know Wombat ain't listening, but if you're listening, anyone, yeah, Wombat exists, fam. Just type in Wombat Australian grime, and if that doesn't come up, then I was bugging. But I swear down, it does exist, and he's actually got a nice little flow with it. Imagine man see fucking Australian drill the other day, fam.
Australian drill.
Australian drill, fam.
And what was that like?
To be honest, I fucked with it more than the Australian grime.
Oh really?
Weirdly, I fucked
Yeah.
with it more than the Australian grime. I don't know. It's just it's mad.
Yeah. I always find it when you listen to Australian music, it's where it's so quick. It just almost sounds just English normal, and then when they slow down the time,
Yeah,
then
you
that's when
really
get the
hear it, innit? You
Australian
really
sort of
hear
twang,
it.
don't you?
Big up all the Aussie heads making music, man. I fuck with Australian hip hop heavy, just not grime thing as much.
Yeah. But it's still like you got to be kind of proud of the fact that they're taking grime
Something,
and doing
doing
it from
something,
the UK,
yeah,
man.
exactly,
That's our
exactly.
thing. So
We never could have imagined that fucking grime would be going.
It's the biggest sort of
going to
compliment, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
exactly,
imitation.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, even in Canada, shout out Trey Mission on the grime thing. You know what I mean? Trey Mission's fucking cold. He's from Canada, and he's sick with it. You know what I mean, that's one of my favourite grime MCs right there, Trey Mission. He's from
Joking, man.
Canada. Do you know what I'm
Canadian
saying?
grime.
Yeah, Trey Mission, fam. People don't know. Trey Mission's fucking cold. There's a lot of shit with Murky Ace, Tizzy Gang, all that shit. Check him out, bro. He's ill.
Man, that's fucking. I don't even know about Canadian grime.
I didn't know
Like,
that
didn't
was
even.
Canadian
Don't
grime.
even
Trey
like-
Mission,
Grime
bruv.
existed.
Chill, bruv, he's around, man. He's I mean, he chills in London. He does shit with Murky Ace and that. I mean, he's cold, very cold.
It's just something that doesn't like register initially, like Canadian grime. Just like what? Like how?
That's how I feel like about Australian grime. It just doesn't
Yeah.
hit for me. But Canadian thing, trust me, it's cold.
Man, I'm on
Trey
it. I'm on
Mission.
it. This is
Don't know
cool,
about the rest
man.
of them, but Trey Mission, cold.
Nice, man. Nice. Is there any other like bizarre grime scenes about besides Australia and?
Do you remember when Grime Report TV did the Grime Around the World thing?
No, man.
It's like 2 years ago or something.
No.
And they were just showcasing different Donnies from different parts of the world spitting on grime.
All over.
No, yeah,
And
go
I
on.
was like, there was Donnies in like Eastern Europe, New Zealand, Australia, America.
American grime.
Trust me, I did it. Sounded a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like yeah.
Do they do it in
Say no
English
more,
ac-
man.
Do they do it in
No,
English
they actually
accent?
they just straight do American, like straight American, like. Do you know what I mean? But, yeah, I don't know, like. Don't let like my comments discourage anyone that's around the world
I hear you,
wanting
man.
to
It's
do
just
grime.
not. It's just not necessarily something that resonates.
if
with
you're
you.
cold with it, you're cold with it, and no one can deny you that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, American
Straight
grime's
up.
just yeah. I can't.
Yeah,
But then
no.
again, UK hip hop like you could
There's
argue
Scottish
the same.
grime as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And then man, I fuck with that. Do you know what I mean? That's UK.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Scottish hip hop, Irish hip hop, I like.
I fuck with that shit, man. That's you. You know what I mean?
you like
same
your Irish
shit.
hip hop, don't you? Like,
Yeah, there's a guy called Kojak. Heard of him?
No,
So he's
not really.
he's a Dublin-based artist, really talented guy. I think he's actually doing a tour. So
Oh,
I
word.
think he's going to London. So I want to try and get tickets to. He's going XOYO.
Oh yeah, that's in Shoreditch.
Yeah.
Old Street.
Hopefully, want to try and get tickets to that.
But he's got a music video. I can't remember the name of it. We watched it the other day, and he just like holds his breath for like the entirety of the video.
Why?
Because he's
Well, the-
underwater.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I just
sorry.
stare at the camera, just like.
Yeah, sorry, like lack of
breathe
context.
right now. But
So,
Yeah, I forgot to set that up at all. Just like,
the video is him
that's a
like
good rap.
he's like rapping like the camera's like underneath some water or the bottom like I don't know, like a bucket or whatever, and he's like heads in it and he's rapping whilst his head's underwater, like holding his
Jesus.
breath the whole time. It's quite impressive.
Fuck that.
it starts off looking pretty good,
That's
and at
been
the end
mad.
of it, he's just like purple, and it's like,
Yeah, fuck, big up to my man. You're a G for that one.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that myself.
we did an episode like when we first set up. We did kind of episodes on like various topics within hip hop and like fashion, music videos, sampling, all that kind of stuff. Talked a lot about like the concepts behind music videos and how sometimes like a limited budget can really
Bring out a madness, innit?
exactly, man, because there's obviously there's more room to think, right, how can I do this in the most like imaginative way with a lack of budget?
limited funds.
Exactly, man.
Word.
Yeah, so when you guys like film videos, do you have any input into that at all, or is it mainly just turn up and
Oh
Go
no,
with
we plan our shit. So we think about what we want to do. We think about how we want things to look, and we think about basically we just think about the video and what we want the outcome to be. But yeah, I don't know. I say like obviously shout out the cameramen, hold it down as well. Fucking hell, man, burping.
the
I'm
corona?
trying not to fucking burp in the mic, innit? You don't want to hear that thing. Yeah, I say like you gotta plan your shit. We plan our shit, and it's like half our ideas, and then I say half the cameraman's. Like big up my G Finn Dove, who filmed the Still Here video, and he filmed the Camptown Blues video, and he also filmed something for Illiterate.
Yeah, Sam
Look
Barrett.
of Love. You know what I'm on about? That tune,
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
of Love. Probably not say that I like you.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know. That one, man. Yeah.
Thing that I do. Hey, I'm blinded by the that's inside your eyes. Yeah, but yeah.
Go
Big
listen.
up him. Go listen, check it out. Big up Finn. He holds it down because he's really sick with just filming and shit. He used to film bare skate videos back in the day, and he's just from the same area that I'm from, so that's how I got to know him, man. Same friends and shit, and he's just ill. He's just fucking ill. Check him out, Finn Rabbit Dove on Instagram. He comes with ideas as well.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean, it's not just a music video. It's more like it's a creative thing. He wants to do this as well as much as I want to do it.
Yeah, man.
So he comes with his ideas and I come with mine.
That's cooler because he's coming from
Also
it.
his ideas, but yeah.
He's coming from it at like a completely different angle. Like you
Mm.
guys from the production and like in the music kind of perspective, and he just probably comes in and makes you think differently about
Yeah,
things.
word,
Yeah.
100%, man.
Bounce off each other.
100%.
So you were saying earlier, like before we were recording, about like recording 2 videos in a day. Like that
Yeah,
sounded
that was
intense, man.
Fucking long, bro. So we filmed one video, Camptown Blues, for me and Slipz's album, and then we filmed sketches for Mr Slipz's solo album. It don't stop. I said it doesn't stop. It don't stop, innit? 'Cause if you ain't heard that shit, go check it out. 2 features on there for me. There's Vitamin G on there. Capri Sun, Obi-Wan,
Like, these names are insane, man. Capri Sun.
Capri Sun,
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, Freedom, KLB, trying to think, what's the Chemistry. If I've forgotten, and Earth Evil, fucking hell. If I've forgotten anyone, don't get upset, but I think that's it, basically.
Because which was the one that was shot at was it Croydon College?
Yeah, that was sketches.
Yeah, because when we had Skirmish over there, we showed him that video and he recognised the college straight away.
Big up, man, big up him, man, big up.
Yeah, man. He was he was animated, man. He's a really good guy, Skirmish.
I've
Yeah.
never met, man. But
Big
yeah,
up, man. Like Rhyme Asylum. I mean,
That's old school.
I've listened to
shit,
them
man.
for a
Shit I used to
long
listen to when I
time.
was younger, do you know what I mean?
but yeah, he was cool. We were talking about his like upbringing in like Sierra Leone when he moved over here when he was like 9 and
Oh, word, he lived in Sierra Leone?
yeah,
I
man.
didn't even know that.
But yeah, he was born over there and stuff.
Oh, word, Matty.
Yeah, he's an interesting dude, man, and really cool guy. But when it comes to like your own music, do you ever listen to it, or is it kind of like, right, that's done, like, or how do
I
you?
don't listen. I don't really like to. I don't know. I
Like
hate
personally, I love listening to this podcast and like wanking. And, just, like in my, I'm joking.
It's like, yeah, that's my voice. Yeah, that's Aiden's voice. Yeah.
Did you hear that, guys? No. But seriously, we speak about this sometimes, and it's just cringeworthy listening back to your own
Yeah,
voice.
no, I
but
feel you.
you're making good music as opposed to making a podcast.
I don't listen.
Yeah, we
to
make a
my
shit
songs.
podcast. Man.
No, this podcast still be. I don't listen. I don't know. I don't sit. Tell a lie. Yeah, sometimes I get super wavy. Yeah. I'm just by myself at like fucking 10 in the morning, no sleep, and I'm just like, I'm gonna listen to myself. I'm like, yo, it's kind of sick, but basically, like, I'll never sit down and listen to myself. Besides, if I'm on some weird shit.
Yeah.
But I get weird when people like put on my music around me, and I'm like, I'm gonna turn it off, bro. Because if you're playing old shit as well, I'm just like, yeah. Because I see like the progression from then to now.
Yeah,
so I'm
you're
just
gonna
like,
be like your own biggest critic, right?
I'm very fucking picky about my music as it is. I'm very critical, but yeah, I don't really listen to myself.
Do you have a favourite track that you've recorded?
God told.
Debating the steps to take to eliminate threats. Would you walk away or arm yourself with a blade to protect you and your mates and the code of respect embedded deep within the hearts of most kids on the ends?
Gutter Toes, Days Like This, with Some Trees. Oh, I'd say that's about it. Gutter Toes, Days Like This. There's a few things which I've recorded now which aren't out yet and are coming out, which I feel like could compete for favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very modest, man. He's just like, yeah, it might be one or two. The whole album's fire, man. The whole album's fire.
Respect.
But like before we wrap up, is there anyone you want to shout out, big up? Any future? Obviously, we touched upon future projects. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, just look out for Verbz and Mr Slipz, man. We're coming through with a lot of shit. We ain't sleeping this year, son. We've got a lot of shit coming, and we're gonna put the work in.
He's not lying as well. He's been up for like 3 days straight.
Come on, bruv.
Missed the train this morning as well.
Missed the train this morning.
It's been a fucking...
I mean, that's what it's all about. Living life on the edge. Yeah, me and Slipz just coming through with some new shit. We've got a new album there. Not sure when it's coming yet, but just know that we got new shit there and it's coming. You know what I'm saying? And I got a new album, solo thing, coming on Group Brasil. Shout out to Morriarchi.
Like that.
And yeah, that'll be coming out this year, end of summer, I think. Don't like to talk too much, but yeah.
No,
shout out to everyone, innit?
Mate, looking forward to hearing that,
really
man.
looking forward to
Like
that.
keep us in the loop and whatnot, and we'll be happy
word.
to give it a listen, man. But
100.
But yeah, thanks again for coming down, making the effort to come and join
It's
us on
all
the
good.
podcast, man. It's
First
been
time in Bournemouth. I mean,
well, there you go, man. It's a shame
Soaking up
you
the
missed
sun.
the beach as
Go
well.
to the beach now.
I swear this beach kind of banging though, innit? I heard it's quite nice compared to other beaches, bro.
Yeah. I think it's one of the like.
What's the weather saying, cuz?
Yeah, it's alright. It looks alright, man. It's still
How much sunlight we got there?
enough.
Quick dip for me, man.
Good for a pier.
That's it, man. No, it's a good spot. But yeah, Verbz, thanks, man. Absolute
Big up,
pleasure.
fam. Big up, you, man,
Absolute
for having
pleasure.
me, bruv.
So, Aidan, where can you find us, man?
So you can grab this podcast on Spotify, Acast, or iTunes, and also the audio is going to be on YouTube as well. And then check our Insta as well for check our Insta as well for pictures of the podcast.
Hell yeah.
And also some exclusive content on the YouTube channel.
At Shotgun The Aux all day.
Shout out Shotgun The Aux. Gang.
Big up, man. We're going to play out with one of Verbs' tracks, Still Here. Anything you want to say about that track before we play out?
Newton coming off the new album. Shout out to Morriarchi. Shout out everyone. Shout out my mum. Shout out Marjay, fam.
Big up Verbs' mum.
Big up my 2 little dogs, fam. Gang. 2 Kern Terriers. Wizard of Oz shit. Gang. That's all from me. Big up.
8th of December, gang, man. Big up.
Come on.
We're out.
Check. Hold the mic close like my first lover. These words for all I sold, the woes and all I haven't solved while I roam gutter. In my soul I hold the memories of cold summers, days I spent days far from home with no other. Lacking aim and burning strange while I go under. Could have been working on something great though I chose slumber. I'm a slave to my mistakes, of course I know hunger. Chasing ways I shouldn't stay with strays I couldn't shake. Packing grade afraid to change and it's no wonder why I ain't made no progress. Slow by these old steps I take on the same roads I know well. I just quote another ode to myself as I grow old. Wrote this in the hope I prevail, or time slipping and I'm trying to keep my grip on all I truly need. Cause all this boozing never proved to be soothing. These wounds I keep, let my mood speak on tunes, beats move me. City blues got me feeling woozy as I cruise street. Few goons deep, reminiscing on younger years. Dumb and scared, only with a few peeps, my hunger shared. From the dungeons where we running unaware. A place I held love but lost as I felt fear. Wash away the cost paid with a taste of Courvoisier. Blaze haze for reflection. Deep in these segments. Searching for escape I can't create in every sentence. Lost on these planes on my way to face repentance. Till then I spill gems for real heads and hill tension. Some of which are best I don't mention. Keep it moving for my own sake cause I hold no apprehension. Can't be snoozing till I fold pace for music. Trying to make movements and the vague nuisance in the process. And most mates spray walls in protest. Circulating the earth in search of a soul quest. Hands seen dirt from bridges burnt to knuckles bled. Family first, always stay fed. Reminisce on days we make an age stretch. Cause it ain't shit to break bread. Guess we was all raised up in the same mess. Eyes dilate wide awake as the day sets. Gaze into vast depths of nothingness to make sense. Of this known process I so low step. Cause we're rule surfing the surface, serving a slow death.